So, welcome everybody. Welcome to the workshop. We're going to get started now. Now, before I start, let me just let me establish some rules. Number one, I want you guys to be taking notes. If you got a notebook out, if you got like a Word doc, whatever it is, take notes and make sure during the workshop that you're engaging. So if something I said is really sticking out to you and you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know, just give me a yes. Give me a yes in the chat because I can see it and it's gonna get me excited and I want to spill more goodies and more knowledge to you guys. Secondly, be kind. So on your guys' screen, I know it says questions, but that's actually the chat box. So anything you put into the chat box, I'm going to be able to see on my end, and you can ask any questions you want. And know that no question is silly. Okay, no question is silly. Everybody here is different levels. No question is silly, so just drop it into the chat. Number three, if you're attending this workshop, you got takeaways during or after the workshop, be sure to take a picture, tag me on Instagram. You can also tag Bublup, okay, so I can shout you out, reshare, go on your page and give you some love. All right, I'm gonna give you some loving. Okay, so let's get started. Oh, I don't know if you guys can hear, but I live in New York City, so you'll probably hear sirens and ambulance, like police cars going by. That's New York, you guys. Okay, so let's get started. Woo! Here we go. Yes, I was very hungry when I was making this presentation. But first, I want to get a feel of where everybody is at, the people who are attending this workshop, where you guys are at in your vlogging or YouTube journey, okay? So if you're somebody who's a beginner with filming, you're not that confident on camera or with your equipment yet, but you really want to be more creative and you want to make your videos, but you're just kind of scared of what people think and you don't know how to do it. If you identify with bread, type in bread in the chat so I can see. Let me see some bread. If you are somebody who's already familiar with vlogging, you have videos up on YouTube, but you're not experiencing growth, right? And you really want to be a YouTuber and take it to the next level, you're just not sure how. If you identify with donut, type in donut. So I want to see bread. I'm seeing a lot of bread here. Yes, bread. Bread. Everyone's like, wait a minute, isn't this a workshop? It's not food. All right. Bread. I'm seeing a lot of bread. I actually don't see any donuts. You guys, everybody has bread. Okay. That's okay. You guys, bread is delicious. Somebody say brioche. All right, guys. You guys are funny. Okay. Great. I'm actually seeing a lot of bread. I see a few donut here and there. That's great. Listen, you guys, I've been a bread. I've been a donut. I've been all there, you guys. So let's get baking. All right. Now that I kind of understand where everyone is at, let's get baking, baby. In this workshop, you're going to learn strategies to create videos that get views, tools and setups to begin making videos from home, because I want you guys to get started today, okay? And how to grow a YouTube audience, okay? All right. I'm going to do my best to fit everything into 40 to 45 minutes. There is a Q&A at the end, so if you guys have questions, you can ask during or you can ask after, and I will do my best to get through them. First of all, let's start. Hello. Hi. I'm TJ. I'm the host and creator of the cutest travel and food show on YouTube. I'm an actor and I'm a YouTube coach. And some of you guys most of you guys here know me, but in case you don't know, let me just tell you a little bit about my story and why I'm even qualified to be here teaching you guys how to vlog, teaching you guys about growing an audience on YouTube. Okay, so let's start off with a little journey, a little history. Let's dive back. In 2016, I was working my 9-to-5 job, corporate life. If you guys have a 9-to-5, you're living that corporate life, let me hear a yes in the yes in the chat. So I was working at Mozilla, and here's the thing, guys, I actually really loved my job. I loved my team. They were so great, and I really liked my company. But as some of you guys may know, it's not really 9 to 5. Okay, I would wake up at 5 a.m. because I work with international teams, and so I wake up at 5 a.m. and then I would check out at 6 p.m. I would check out the office, and then I would check into a co-working space until 10 p.m. because I was working on my consulting business on the side. And at that time, I was really trying to help people nail job interview and get their position at their dream companies. That was kind of what I was doing. So it was a crazy 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. schedule. And for those of you guys who are working 9 to 5, you know that very much. It's not really 9 to 5 sometimes, right? But during this time, even though I loved my team, I loved my job, and I felt like what I was doing was, meaningful, there was something inside of me that I just felt like it just didn't feel like what I was meant to do. It didn't feel like I was gonna do this forever. You know what I mean? And if you guys feel what I mean, if you guys feel that with your job right now, be like, yes. I'm getting so many yes, girls. Yes. Yes. So I just felt like I was living this life that the society conditioned me to live. You know, I was in SF, so I have to work in tech. All my friends are in tech. I felt like I wanted to do something else. I've always been this creative person, but my job wasn't fulfilling that. And I needed to find out what I needed to get out there and do something. So I quit. Now hold up, before you guys are like, you just quit your job, you rich girl. I tried very hard for 2 months convincing my company to make me remote. Okay, it fell through after the 2 months of waiting. I also have a decent amount saved up during my time actually working. I have a blog post on my site, cuptj.com, that talks about personal finance, automating your finances to ensure that you're saving. So I did all that before I quit. Okay, but I just felt like I needed to find out what I was capable of, what I was meant to do. So I sold everything. I donated. That picture you see on the bottom, that's actually me donating my last bag of belongings. All I had left was a backpack and a carry-on suitcase. And I started traveling. I started traveling. So from 2016 to 2018, I traveled to 20 to 30 countries. I became a digital nomad, living in a different country every month. And I met really incredible people. I've done really cool experiences. And if you guys go on my Instagram, you can see the whole journey and like all the countries I went through and the transition of like my creative journey. But why is there a little crying thing on the bottom? Well, listen here. Travel is so glamorous. Travel on YouTube, it's all very glamorous, but full transparency, it's not so glamorous, right? Like my goal when I quit my job wasn't to travel the world. I did it, but it wasn't a goal. My goal was to build a career outside the office and make money doing what I love. Okay, so during this journey from 2016 to 2018, you know what I did? I did it all. I was a freelance photographer. Anybody I met on the road, I would be like, listen, I can take your headshots. I can give you photos. You guys can see right there, these are some photos that I took of my clients and people I met on the road. I started making videos on YouTube, so I would use the YouTube skills and become a videographer, and I would offer editing services. I would film people's courses. Passion to Paid is one of the courses I filmed. If you guys know Lauren, she's amazing. I became a social media manager. You guys, I was posting social content and drafting social content for like trucking companies, skincare companies. Y'all, I did it all. I was a graphic designer, like I was doing all of this thing. And the money I made, I put it right back into making more videos, okay, and right back into being location independent, right? And during this 2 years, my channel started to get some traction. I featured Elle, Cosmopolitan, SFG. It was really picking up, and I was like, it feels good. But full transparency, this journey was hard, and I hustled and I grind. And there's so much like emotional journey. It was wild, and I just want that to be really transparent because I think people just see the glamorous side, but they don't realize that behind it, it's a lot of work, right? So fast forward to today. Hi, Ro, it's me. I have a channel with 365K subscribers and 37 million views. I've worked with tourism boards, Canada, Indonesia, Ireland. I signed 4 to 5 figure contracts working with big brands like Google, Joby. And I'm really grateful to be living this life and grateful every single day. And is it still a struggle? Absolutely. But I feel really fulfilled creating. I feel really fulfilled creating. And today, I'm a full-time video producer, actor, and I'm a YouTube coach. I don't know if you guys know this, but I've spoken at conferences about vlogging and YouTube growth. I've helped my students achieve growth on their own channel and equip them with the strategies they need to gain clarity and traction on YouTube. One of my students recently hit 10K. He's at 12K now when I checked his channel yesterday. And even Alyssa right there, she has 4K subscribers, which is great. She's hitting consistent 1,000 views per videos, which is amazing. So I want to help you guys too. Okay, this is why I have this workshop. Now, they're sitting there like, okay, DJ, how do you start creating videos and growing this audience? Let's do it. Well, from the very beginning, I understand 2 truths. And if this is triggering for you, good, you guys, good. Because when you're triggered, that means you're growing. You're stepping out of something uncomfortable and it's going to open up your mind. From the very beginning, I understand one truth is that people don't care about you. Okay, if your channel looks like random bits and pieces of your life and your work, you have some travel vlogs, you have some clips from your wedding, you have some recipe, you have some project from college, there's not really a theme to the channel that ties it together, it's besides the fact that it's your channel. The problem is if somebody lands on your page, they're not going to subscribe because there's just nothing there for them, right? At the end of the day, People really care, and they only care about, not only, but they really care about what you can offer them. And in case you're like, well, that's not true because I follow my favorite YouTubers and I love watching them. But the reason why you subscribe to them from the first place is because they provided value to you in some form, some way, right? Entertainment or actual information. Like there's a reason for why you actually follow them because they offered something to you. And this is the same way in job interviews that this goes back to like consulting, but in job interviews they don't care about what your favorite color is, your pets, or your childhood story. They care about what you can do for them, and that's applicable on everything, including YouTube. Okay, so that's truth number one. Truth number two, you don't have to be an expert to start making videos or to start making a channel on it. Most people wait until the time is right, they have the skills, the right equipment, they have the money, they have everything is right, and they feel like, yeah, to finally make the channel. But the reality is you don't have to be an expert. Okay? You don't have to be an expert to make monies on it. If you're selling something, yes, you better have something to back it up. Okay? But when you're just starting out, your channel can just be the journey of you learning something. And let me explain this. Ask yourself, what are you curious about? So this is from the book Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. I'm obsessed with her. She also wrote Eat, Pray, Love. That's what inspired my travels, except I just eat and loved. I kind of skipped the praying part. I do more of that now. And during this time, you don't have to ask yourself what your passion is, right? Because you might know my passion is travel. Just ask yourself what you're curious about. Okay? Because when you ask that question, it doesn't really ask so much of you. The only thing it asks is like, is there something you're interested in? Anything? The answer, and this is from the book, the answer need not set your life on fire or make you quit your job or force you to change your religion. It just has to capture your attention for a moment and see where curiosity leads you next. Trust it. So is there anything that you guys are interested in right now, are curious about right now? And all it takes is a yes. And then just film yourself following your curiosity. So let me give you an example. Everyone here, we in quarantine, we in lockdown. It's a fact, okay? During this quarantine, you decide that you really want to get into houseplants. You're like, I want to fill my room up with plant babies. It really excites you, and you're like, I want to get committed and start learning about plants. Instead of waiting until you have 3 to 6 months of plant owning expertise, or instead you're like, your room is filled with plants, you can start making videos about it right now. Your first video can simply be you bring home that plant and sharing the steps you're taking to repot it. By the way, I'm not a plant expert. I've killed 2 of my plants, and I have never again buy more. All right, I'm not good with plants, but but you repotting your first plant is the information that you're probably looking up yourself. So you're just sharing the process, your video on it, right? Let's say during this quarantine, this lockdown, whatever, you decide you want to get healthier. That excites you. You're like really interested about it. You're like, yes. And it has a good outcome, and you can see that this benefits you in the long run. You're probably going to want to keep doing this. Instead of waiting until you got a 6-pack, you have muscles popping out, just film a video on your easy vegan or keto breakfast, your healthy omelet recipe that you just learned and are trying today. Why this is going to work and why people are going to then watch this video that you just filmed is because you're not an expert on it, but you're sharing information that somebody else cares about too. Okay, because there's somebody else out there that's a new plant obsessed person that's like, wow, I was just wondering how to repot my snake plant. Or somebody's out there who's new to fitness, they find your video on this healthy recipe for this omelet and they're like, wow, this is great. Like, I'm just thinking about getting healthy too. Do you have more recipes? And that's it. That's when you get the follower. So once you understand these two truths, it really eliminates you from being so in your head about needing to be perfect, to be the smartest, to have everything revolve around your life. Like really, it's just ask yourself, what are you curious about? And how about you start filming this video of you following your curiosity, all right? Because somebody else needs that information too, okay? So now we have those two truths down. I want to jump to the mistakes people are making on YouTube. Let me take a sip of water. Here are the mistakes people are making on YouTube. They start making videos in a niche, thinking that's all their channel is about. And that's because things like beauty, fashion, fitness, tech, travel, these aren't niche. They're like industries and category. They're so broad that if you just start creating stuff because it somehow ties to this big category, you kind of just fall into a noise. And the second mistake is that people think people aren't viewing their videos because of their quality or because of the way they present themselves on camera. So they say things like, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not funny enough, I'm not this, I'm not that. Or like my video qualities are not like Sam Colder or Casey Neistat or Peter McKinnon, and that's why no one's viewing my videos. And the third mistake is they think getting to 100K subscribers or more is going to solve all their problems. That this magical number, that more followers, is going to make their life better. How many of you guys feel that? That way, if you have more followers, it will, and it's okay to admit that because nowadays in social media, like we're so conditioned to believe that more followers means that person has more value or whatever. But listen, at the end of the day, we're just human beings. Okay. All right. So now that you guys know them, you guys know the truths, you guys know the mistakes. You're like, okay, how do I actually grow? How do I actually get eyeballs on my videos? How do I actually grow my channel? So I want to share pieces from my YouTube growth recipe. This is in the Bublup folder. I dropped in the Bublup folder. You can see the full recipe there after this workshop, whatever it is. And I'm going to share some parts of it here. Okay. All right. One of the things you want to do is you want to unbox your niche right now. Stop thinking about this niche or category or whatever you're in and start thinking about your audience. Start thinking about the person who's watching your videos. All right. Who are your viewers? What do they look like? What are they struggling with? What do they want? So let me show you examples. Let's say your channel is on beauty. You're like, I have a beauty channel. I film my skincare routine, my makeup, my hair. Sometimes I like to talk about my lipstick collection or my shoe collection. Like sometimes I like to talk about like putting on eyelashes. Like your channel is on beauty, right? So you think that any video you make under the category of beauty works and it's fine. Well, if you want to grow, you have to really start thinking about who's watching these videos. And then you might start to think, oh, you know what? Where I can really offer the most value is that I myself have suffered severe acne during most of my teens to my early 20s. So I really like to help people out with their journey. I really like to help specifically somebody, in their teens, early 20s who's going through this. I can offer a lot of value in this, and I think there's a lot of people going through that. So now you're really thinking about the viewer and this person and how you can offer help to this person. Now your channel is not just a beauty channel. Now your channel shows teens how to overcome their acne problems to start having a healthy relationship with their skin. So what happens now is somebody, okay, especially maybe a teenage girl, boy, whatever it is, somebody they're going to hop on your channel, and before your beauty channel might have like your lipstick collection, your shoe collection, whatever, right? And they might just be like, this channel is not really for me and hop off. But now they're gonna go on your channel and they see that your videos are stuff on skincare routine, on how loving your skin, on overcoming acne, on morning routine if you have skin problems, like confidence, like stuff like that's very targeted to things they're dealing with and the information that they need, right? So they're gonna hop on your channel and be like, wow, I feel like this person is speaking to me. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna subscribe. And that's how you get a subscriber. I'm gonna give you another example. Let's say your channel is on travel. Now I have a travel, some people might be like, I have a travel channel. I wanna vlog and film my travels around the world. And when you're thinking about this, you're probably thinking about like your favorite travel vloggers and you're like, I follow them wherever they go. Well, if you really want to grow your channel, there has to be, think again about your viewer. So this is actually I actually think about my viewers, and this is for my channel. It says, I have the cutest travel and food channel that shows 9 to 5 working professionals how and where to eat the most delicious, affordable meals on their vacation in Asia. Boom. Somebody who fits that description of 9 to 5 working professional is going to land on my page because I don't know, they're visiting Korea and they're going to be like, wow, she has like a whole series on Korea. You know what? I really want to visit Japan. I wonder if she has Japan videos. I do. So all the videos that I create, I cater it to them, right? Because at the end of the day, YouTube, you can't have a YouTube channel without viewers. So you got to start thinking about your viewers and your audience. I'm going to give you another example. Let's say your channel is on fitness, okay? You say, I have a fitness channel and I do workouts at the gym. Very broad, okay? You think again about your viewer who you can help, and you start to realize, oh, actually, I want to help the millennial woman who, they entered a gym and they're shy, they don't know how to use their equipment. I want to teach them how to use their equipment, their proper form, how to lift at the gym, routines for them to work out at the gym, things like this. Now, for me, as somebody, who fits that description, when I go in the gym, I'm like, I don't know how to use this equipment, so I'm just gonna skip it. If I land on this person's channel and I see that she has like equipment, each video on each equipment, things broken down, routine for me, I would subscribe right away because I'm like, wow, this girl gets me, right? And that is what you guys need to do. You got to start thinking about your audience and your viewers. Is this resonating with you guys? Give me a yeah. I love it. I see your guys' stuff on there. All right. So nice. I'm seeing the yes come in. Amazing. Amazing. Now that you guys understand that, now is when I talk about the tools. And there's a reason why I didn't start with the tools from the very beginning. When you really understand what your audience or your viewer wants, you're not going to put so much emphasis on getting a $3,000 camera to make the video. Like, sure, the quality can help, but at the end of the day, it's about the value and the info you're providing to your viewer. The person is going to watch your video for that information. And if the quality is great, that's great, but really they want that information, right? So if for you personally, if you know that you've gone through certain struggles and you really want to help someone out else, are you going to wait until you have a $3,000 camera to tell your story, to share your tips, to help someone out? You know, like probably not. Especially if that person is like your best friend. You're not going to wait till you have everything right to give them a call and be like, yo, listen, this is the tea, right? You're not going to wait. That's why I put this here, because a lot of people invest so much money in equipment and setup, but they don't understand the basic concept of how to actually, why somebody will actually watch your videos. Sometimes, and most of the time, it's not for the quality. Okay, so now let's talk about equipment. The best filming equipment is still your phone. All right, so these are the settings. If you go, this is the iPhone. I'm sorry, I don't have an Android. Okay, mama iPhone. But these are the settings. You can go into camera and you can switch it on. You can change your recording. I recommend if you're filming videos on your iPhone to use 4K at 24 frames per second and to just use that setting. I'm going to leave this here. You guys can access to the slide later in the Bublup folder so you can watch it there. 1 second, guys. Whenever I go on like coaching calls, I get so thirsty. All right, editing your phone. So these are all free apps that you can download right now and start editing any videos or footage that you shot on your phone. Okay, and if you guys have Instagram, if you guys have TikTok, and you have ever like made a few videos, you know that most of the interface is it's like drag and cut, drag and cut, drag and drop. It's very intuitive. The learning curve for these apps it's not hard. You'll be able to pick it up very fast. These are all free apps, and I believe all of them are on iPhone and on Android. Okay. If you have a phone and you really want to control more settings on your phone, there are apps that lets you take control of exposure, focus, frame rate, and every aspect of video recording. You can really take advantage of your device's videography capability and create more professional clips. So I'm going to put this right here. These you do have to pay for it. It's essentially, it allows your phone to become like, to control settings like an actual camera. Okay. If you are somebody who you want to edit on your desktop, these are tools. This is iMovie, Final Cut Pro, Adobe Premiere. I'm not going to get too much into the desktop, but just know that iMovie is free. I think for Windows, Filmora is a free one. You guys, I'll drop it into the folders in Bublup, but iMovie is free. Final Cut Pro is a one-time purchase. I hope it still is. Adobe Premiere subscription, it's like 20 bucks per month. It really kind of adds up. I don't recommend investing in these apps until you've started to edit your videos on your phone, right? Really want to remove the need for like additional tech. Okay, so now we're going to talk cameras, tripods, and mic. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the Bublup folder and I'm going to go over stuff here. And if you guys are seeing my screen right now, you guys can see my screen. I'm going to have the equipment that I'm going to talk about next to me. Okay, so these are the vlogging cameras. If you're like, I'm ready to invest, I've already made a few videos, I really want to improve my quality. These are some of the best vlogging cameras to date. Sony Alpha A64, this is what I have here. I love this camera because it actually has a flip screen. It took Sony long enough to get a flip screen. Sony RX100, it's this tiny camera right here. I've been using the Sony RX since version 3 all the way up to, I believe this is 7 now. The new version allows you to plug in a mic, which is fantastic. And then there's Canon PowerShot. I've never used Panasonic, but I've heard really great things. And listen here, you guys, I don't want you guys to spend extra money until you're actually making some videos on your phone, okay? I don't want you dropping hundreds right now, all right? Okay, so let me talk about, so all of this is in the Bublup folder for you to access. Let me talk about tripods real fast. So for specifically, this right here. You guys can see this, right? I hope this can see this. Okay, so this is the GorillaPod 3K. I like it because you can wrap this around things, but you don't really need it unless you are like a full-time, or not full-time, but unless you are really growing your YouTube channel and you want to invest in the best tripod for your cameras. This is what it is. You can grip it to poles and stuff like that. But for most of you guys are the bread stage, right? You're just starting out. I would actually recommend right here, the Joby Telepod. The Joby Telepod, this is it. I hope you guys can see. Looking at the question. Great. This is a tripod. It's great because you can set it like on your table, on your kitchen counter, I don't know, on your toilet, and you can extend it, okay? So it acts as a tripod and as a selfie stick. And this is like if you really want to, because you don't have anything at home right now for you to stand up your phone or your camera, this is what I recommend for at home. And below, you're gonna find different mics. So Joby, full disclosure, you guys, I'm a Joby ambassador. They found me when I had like 50K subscribers. They create tools for creators, and you guys probably know them actually because they are the ones in charge of GorillaPod. So they recently launched 2 microphones, and they're so tiny. Right here. This right here is called the new Wavo. It's comparable to the Rode mic, the Rode Micro that you see a lot of vloggers using, but it's way lighter and it works just the same. I don't want to go too much into this because all of this information, when you go into the folders, you can click into it. I want to actually show you how I'm setting things up. So I'm going to go back to the workshop. So setups. Okay. So on the side where I'm sitting near my couch, this is what I was just holding up actually. This is the vlogging kit. It comes with a microphone, it comes with lights, it comes with this GorillaPod right here, and this is really like the full set. So if you're somebody who really wants just this grab and go setup, then that's what it is. This in the middle, this is called the handy pod right here. This is really tiny. It doesn't give you any length. It's really for you just to grab and be like, lights. It's just for you to grab and put your phone up top. This is really like if you're out and about and you want something to just hold up your equipment, that's what this is. I don't recommend this for at home at the moment. Again, the setup on the right, you see the telepod with the phone and the microphone. That's what I recommend for being at home. Okay, because then you can set it on a table, you can set it on your bed, you can set it on counters and bookshelves. It's much, so yeah, this is the telepod. And I already showed you guys. So these are the vlogging setups. Okay, and I just want you to see the visuals so then you're able to piece that together in your head. But again, it's not necessary, you guys. New tech is not necessary unless you actually creating videos. Okay. All right. Let's talk about setup. If you are vlogging from home, natural light is always the best light, and you want to set your camera in front of a window where there's light coming through. Okay, just like that image. I just built that. Look how cute that image is. I put it together. And my second thing is just skip the backdrop. Okay, your home, the look of your home, the look of your room, it's more authentic, it's more natural, it looks better. And I'll show you examples right now. So this is Ashley, best dressed. You guys probably know her. I love her. She has like 3 million subscribers. She just did a quick channel update, and I think she just filmed this on her phone as well. Not all her videos are filmed on her phone, but I just wanted you guys to see the backdrop. Like that is just her apartment, and she's setting her phone in front of a window, and that's just natural light. That's natural light, and that looks so natural, and that's just like, that's done. That's easy, right? You don't actually need to buy a whole backdrop unless you're Jeffree Star, James Charles. You don't need to invest in a whole studio. Like that looks great. On the right is my friend Jord. He's a travel vlogger, and he did the same thing. His camera is set in front of a window. That's just natural light. That's not additional lighting or anything. It's just natural light, right? Simple. I'll show you another example. So this right here, she's a workout YouTuber that I follow. She does all her fitness videos and her workouts just in her home, and she has like almost 2 million subscribers. And if you're wondering, if you're saying, well, we're in quarantine, that's why she's at home, actually all her videos that she started with are filmed from her home. just in front of her couch, right? So she's not like doing anything additional or have a whole setup. Like she's just doing it in front of her couch. On the right, this is one of my, I really like her because she actually, her channel is all about people who love Broadway musicals and Broadway theater. Um, and so she's actually filming her room, but you can tell for her specifically that she's filming at night and that she's using some type of ring light. So I'll drop a ring light into the folder, but it's not necessary. I just wanted to show you guys that if you guys prefer to film at night because during the day you're working, it's still possible, right? And it looks great. So don't worry so much about like having every fancy thing set up. Okay. All right. I want to make sure my. Okay, yeah. Okay, so let's talk about filming habits. The thing is, like, you have things set up, you have your tools, you have your strategies, but a lot of creators struggle with getting the motivation to film. And I definitely understand this because I've been there. I've been there, honey. I've been there. So I know. So what you really want to do is you want to design your environment for success. And you really want to create a habit for yourself where you are, you know, finding time from your day to start like filming on your camera, or editing, stuff like that. And for you at home, I want you to set up a vlogging corner in your home or your room. And if you're telling me, TJ, my room is so small, I get it. Just set a little space near the window where you have your tripod set up, your phone set up, where things look good for you, and to have that corner. Because especially during a time like this when we're working from home, each spot in your room is really going to dictate how productive you are. Like your desk should be what you do work on. Don't do work on your bed because you're not going to be able to fall asleep early. Your couch or whatever, my couch is where I eat. I don't eat at my desk. I have a corner right there. I have a specific corner in my kitchen where I vlog. You just want to make sure you set up the vlogging corner. And the next thing I also want to talk about habit stacking. So this is from the book I love. It's called Atomic Habits by James Clear. If you guys want me to do a book folder in Bublup, let me know. I will do that for you of all the books for creatives. It's great. So he talks about something called habit stacking. That after your current habit, you insert your new habit that you want to get started. So for example, for a lot of you guys, you're like, I'm not confident on camera. I'm really scared to talk to the camera and I don't know what to talk about and I fluster, da, da, da. What you want to do is start creating a new habit where you hop on camera and you just speak. Okay, and you just speak. And so what you can do is say, after my morning coffee, I will vlog for 1 minute about my thoughts. So every single day you have current habit that you already have. You want to create this new habit where you're creating more. So you're just doing something very simple. After my morning coffee, I'm going to vlog for 1 minute about my thoughts. I'm going to go into my vlogging corner. I'm going to start vlogging right now. Or after I walk my dog, I will sit down on my desk and edit for 30 minutes. Okay, so new habit stacked after your current habit. The important thing to know, I put this in here because your new camera, your new gear, it's not going to get you to start creating. Building good habits will. All right, guys, how you feeling about that? Is that resonating with you? Is that ready? You're like, yeah, yes. I love the yes. All right, and you guys want the book folder? Absolutely, I will get you the book folder. All right, so now that you understand truths, mindsets about creating, the mistakes that people are doing, you're gonna start focusing on your audience and your viewer, and you're like, I got my tools, I got my phone, like I'm ready. What do I do now? Okay, I have like 15 more minutes, so let me see if I have enough time to get through this. But I'm gonna spill a quick secret, a growth secret on YouTube. Okay, and if we don't have enough time to go through this, you tell Bublup to give me another workshop, you guys. Be like, Bublup, give her another workshop on ranking my videos on YouTube. Okay, guys. YouTube is the second largest search engine. And Google is the largest, and Google owns YouTube. So before you even film, you have to be searching, baby. Which means you got to do your research before you even reach for the camera. And you want to create content around what people are actually searching for. You want to create enough volume of work around what they're searching for so that that person stays on YouTube because you're answering all of their questions. What then happens is YouTube will be like, wow, this person is getting more people to stay on our site. And at the end of the day, that's their goal. They just want more people to stay on their site. So what they're going to do is if more people are going on your channel and staying on the site, subscribing to you and watching your videos, they're going to help and suggest your videos and start recommending your videos to other people, right? So let me give you examples. So instead of making videos like this and entitling it like Baking with Patty, my grandma's favorite recipe, or Sunsets in Italy, my wedding from May 20th, Chats with Chad on finance, or like vlog number 1, vlog number 2, episode 5, episode 6, my room in New York. Like the reality is people are not really searching for these words. Okay? Unless, I don't know, maybe someone's name is actually Patty. But people aren't searching for this word, which means your videos, instead of making it like this, you got to make it like this. Easy 5-ingredient strawberry pie in 5 minutes. It's still your grandma's favorite recipe. You're still baking with yourself, but now your title is about 5-ingredient strawberry pie that somebody can make in 5 minutes. It's very clear to them what they're going to get when they click into it. Guide to planning a wedding in Italy, bride tips. You're still talking about your wedding, but now you're offering you're offering tips, right? And the great thing about this is you can create that guide to planning a wedding in Italy, bride tips, and then your next video can be your actual wedding vlog. So people are going to find your channel because of your guide, and they're going to watch your wedding vlog from that video. Do you see what we're doing here? And you want to say I think I said a chats with Chad. You want to make your video titled this, 5x your stock portfolio with this pro tip. And then instead of the name of your channel, whatever, being Chats with Chad, you want to change into like Finance Boss. Because somebody might be like, who is this finance boss? I want to get into finance. I want to listen to this boss. Let me click into this, right? And same thing with the apartment one. You want to put my 600 square foot apartment in New York, NYC small apartment tour. Because the reality is most people are probably searching for those keywords, small apartment tour. Okay. Pro tip for stock portfolio, the guide to planning a wedding in Italy, easy ingredients, easy pie ingredients. They're searching for these things. The person coming to watch your videos, they don't care what camera or equipment or flashy editing you're using. If you get this info across to them, the person's going to watch it. All right. And they're going to say to you, oh my God, this is exactly what I needed today. You'll be like, I know, because you're creating what people are searching for. Okay. Now, I want to leave room for Q&A, so I don't have time to go over this part, but I want to let you know that I do have a course, Viewing to Vlogging. Okay, the link is in Bublup. It covers the whole shebang, from branding, defining your audience, content planning, shooting, editing, keyword search, down to monetization, pitching brands, and more. It's all there. It's all broken down. If you guys actually enroll today, you'll make it in time for our next group coaching call. And I have some of my students in this workshop right now. And in our next group coaching call, I can actually review your channel and answer your questions. And these are some of my student successes, okay? I don't want to sell too much, but these are the results I get my students. Consistent views to rapid view growth, okay? And they make me really, really proud. So the link is in the folder. If you guys want to enroll, do that. Before I go, though, I still have something else. Do you guys remember from the very beginning when I talked about the 3rd mistakes? They think that getting to 100K subscribers or more is going to solve their problem. I get it. You think that getting 100K subscribers or having more followers, you can get bigger brand deals, and bigger brand deals means more money. That's fine. But you really have to ask yourself, why do you want that? Okay, and I say this because I was coaching a student a few weeks ago, and I asked, why do you want to hit that goal? Well, the student replied, well, at 100K subscribers, I can finally create what I want, and I can finally make money doing what I want. And I asked, oh, okay, why are you not doing those things now? In fact, are you doing those things right now? Because you guys, if you aren't already creating things you want, how do you expect to do it at 100K subscribers? If you're already not using your skills, you're learning making videos and growing on social media, using those skills to make money, why do you expect to do it at 100K? Even at 100K, when you actually do the brand deals, what brands want you to do is create content for them, right? So this is what I talk about. I talk about this in my recipe is you want to make money making moves. The skills you learn from growing this channel, from being on YouTube, from filming to editing to scripting to producing to social media, promoting things, designing graphics, writing captions, scheduling when to post. These are all skills you can make money off of. People will gladly pay you money for these things. Okay? So when people go, well, I'm afraid I'm going to waste my time on YouTube and it's a waste of time. I'm like, wait a minute. The time you put into making videos and growing on social media, you can use those skills and you can get hired as a social media manager, online marketer, graphic designer, a writer, a copywriter, virtual assistant, travel photographer, videographer, editor. Even if you don't have 100K subscribers, the skills you're learning from starting this YouTube channel, you can achieve location independence and financial freedom. And isn't that more amazing than 100K subscribers? You guys, fame is cool. It's cool, I get it. But it's not our end goal and it's not our focus. Big vision, big numbers, excuse me, big numbers doesn't mean anything if it doesn't serve your ideal life, your career, your vision, or your why. And listen, I talk about growth and numbers. Yes, I'm in the YouTube game. I play, I know the rules. But at the end of the day, like I'm not a YouTuber or just a vlogger. And neither are you guys. You guys are human beings. So don't let vanity metrics and followers get you down. Okay? Create because you want to learn skills. Focus on 10,000 hours of work over 10,000 followers. Or better yet, $10,000 in your bank account. Like, cha-ching, cha-ching. And I want to say this since we're on the topic of money. Creators, we often create for free because we got to get content out there. But I just want to remind you that your time, your expertise, your knowledge, your skills, these are valuable things. Okay. And if you don't value your time, neither will others. You have to stop giving your time and talents for free all the time. You need to start charging for it. Okay. And for those of you guys who are like, well, I don't have the money, I don't have the skills. If you don't have the money, you don't have the skills, it's not the right time. Just instead of saying like, I don't have the money, just say, I don't have the money right now, but how am I going to get it? I don't have the skills right now, but how am I going to get that skills? And then actually schedule it into your calendar, right? Habit stack. After your morning coffee, you're going to spend 30 minutes learning about your camera. All right. Woo! I feel like I just went on an inspirational rant, but you guys. And before I go, I have like 4 more minutes until the Q&A. I really felt inclined to share this because well, first of all, this cute little cat graphic, I had to add it in. I had to add it in. But also, I want you guys to act as if you already have everything that you want. And this is not just because gratitude is amazing and you want to manifest things, but if today you already have 100K subscribers, all right, and you act like you already have 100K subscribers, your routine and your mindset is going to change. You're going to get up, you're going to start researching content, you're going to start scripting the content, you're going to find ways to fit that into your schedule, even if you have a busy schedule. Your whole mentality is going to change, your routine is going to change. You're going to act very differently. So if today you already had what you want, how is that going to change your routine? How is that going to change your mindset? And to act as if you already have it, okay? So that's woo, guys. That's what I want to leave you guys with. And just enough time for Q&A because I bet you guys have a lot of questions. All right. Let's stay in touch. If you guys tag me or DM me on Instagram about how this workshop has helped you, I will reshare, shout out, visit your page, give you guys some loving because I appreciate you guys also being here and spending an hour of your time learning. Before I go and before I open Q&A, I want to let you guys know, you guys already know about my course, Viewing and Vlogging. I'm opening up my mastermind. You guys know about my story. My mastermind is open for enrollment starting right now. It's called Vlogging Confidence. It's an 8 weeks coaching program because 8 weeks is exactly how long it takes for me to overhaul, revamp your channel so that you can grow it. For the woman redefining the 9 to 5, because I've gone through this, to overcome lack of confidence and direction to grow an audience and feel damn good doing it. So if you're ready to launch and grow the channel of your dreams, make it impactful, fulfilling, DM me on Instagram to enroll. I only have 15 spots in this program because I want to keep it small. And I think, oh yeah, 1 spot is already taken. So, okay. All right, you guys. Now I'm going to open it up for questions because I bet you guys have a lot of questions. So I don't know, Amy, do you want to hop in here or should I just look at the questions here? Yeah, I'll look at the questions.
Yeah, so I've been assigning some to you that have been being asked throughout. So you should just look underneath the assign section.
Look under, oops, sorry guys. Look
and
underneath.
I've been, just so everyone knows, I mentioned this in the chat, but I've been replying to every single person with a period so that everybody can see everyone's questions and comments. So TJ is going to actually answer your question, but I've just been putting a period on there because then that exposes your question to everyone else that's here. I kept getting tons of people asking to expose everyone's questions and comments. So that's kind of our hack because like GoToWebinar doesn't let us expose all the questions. So TJ is going to get to your questions now.
So you put a period next to it?
Yeah, I just responded to everyone's question with a period. That's not actually responding to their question. Like they have questions for you. So you should go through and answer them.
Okay.
So I assigned them to you, the questions that were being asked. Can you see the ones that are assigned to you?
I don't see that actually.
Um,
It's under.
should be under the questions, and it should say that you are the person that it's assigned to. No? All right. Let me read some out to you.
Okay.
We'll
Give
just
me
go
like
from
3, and
there.
then I'll.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Let's go to our first question here. Oh my gosh, okay. I have a lot of topics I like to discuss, but I accomplished talking about the gym, men's skincare products reviews, craft beer, and travel all in the same channel, or should I separate them?
So you separate that. Okay. Well, I'm assuming. Okay, so I haven't seen your channel, but if you already started making videos in all these different topics, you should be able to see right now which of those videos are gaining the most views. And I would focus your channel in on those videos with the most views. Now, before you do that, I would actually do some keyword searching, and I'm gonna drop this tool into. You know what? Let me show you guys. Let me show you guys this. Let me show you guys this. You guys see my screen? Okay. So what you're gonna do is all those topics that you want to do, you're gonna type into YouTube. So what was it? Was this Mancraft? Is that what he said? Beercraft?
Men's skincare and craft beer are two different topics.
Okay. So listen, you type into men's skincare, and I'm gonna put this tool into Bublup. And this is called TubeBuddy. It's on the side, and it shows you the search volume for men's skincare or beer. And you can see right here, men's skincare, it's fairly competitive, but it's actually the search volume is so high. It's so high, so it's probably worth targeting. And now you're gonna say, is it beer making? Beer
Yeah,
making.
craft beer specifically,
Okay,
I think.
craft beer. Okay, so this is what we're doing right now, you guys. We're researching to make sure which topic is more, which topic you rather invest in because of the keyword search volume. Okay, so I'm looking. Okay, I would. Yeah, so this is what I would do. Just from this search right here, I see that skincare for men is actually better to target because the competition is not so high where it's hard to rank for it. So I would go that route and test. But of course, like as you're testing it, you should be able to see which videos get more views. And if you find that as you're making videos on skincare that your craft beer videos are actually gaining traction, that's what I would do instead. Right? And I just want to say, like, once you guys grow your audience to a point where you should be able to have more flexibility on what you can create. And one thing that you can do is if you say, well, my channel, I really just wanted to be about these two things, craft beer and men's skincare, is to build a series around it. So you can build a series of videos, 5 to 6 videos around craft beer, and then 5 to 6 videos around skincare. Okay, and you're going to compare and see which one does better, or just have those series up on your channel. Like that's your two focus. But just make sure you're actually looking at the data.
Great.
Okay.
Next question. Do you feel like a video is more authentic if the video quality is low?
You know what? Yes and no. Like I think yes and no, because you guys saw Ashley, right? Best Dressed. Like she just filmed that video in front of her window and she just talked about it. And from my side, because I'm a coach and I have a lot of like coaching friends too, their videos are usually just filmed on the phone and they still get views, they still get clients, they still get customers because they're just revealing information and things that are helpful to somebody. So somebody they don't really care if the quality is bad or not. And if you guys think about people like David Dobrik, like his videos are really shaky. Like it's really shaky. There's no stability. A lot of people in the vlog squad too, like their videos are shaky. It's not about really about the production value. It's just they're offering some type of value, and value can come in entertainment as well. So yeah, like yeah, sometimes low quality can come off as authentic. Sure, obviously, yeah. Don't feel like quality will make things better. That's for sure. Okay.
Awesome. So do you do all your shooting by yourself or do you have a cameraman to help assist you?
Sure. If you guys look at my videos, for 2 to 3 years, it was all just by myself. And I got into a point where it started growing from 50K, it like jumped from 100K to 300. And at this level is when I start outsourcing because I was like, I can't do everything myself because I need to focus on a lot of different projects. So I started outsourcing. I hired every trip I hire a videographer. For my last trip, I also hired an assistant producer to help with the planning. I've even started nowadays to hire an editor who can edit some of my videos. I still have to go in and I still have to edit, but I started to outsource. So in my videos, you can see when I'm being a host that I have a cameraman. Okay. And but of course, I'm still the producer. I still have to direct the shots. But yes, I do hire a cameraman and I do outsource things now. Not all the time, but for most trips.
So kind of a similar question to that, but like in addition, how much do you script or outline your videos before filming, and what cadence do you do that? I'm not great at planning out videos, so any advice would be awesome.
Yeah. Every video that I've ever, so if you guys go on my channel, like I don't upload like every week. Not anymore. I used to. I don't upload every week. But the reason why the channel still get views or still get traction is because they're search optimized. So I always create videos around things that people are searching for. People like my audience are searching for, right? So then before I even make the video, I do all this research and then I script. I don't really script. Most of my videos are just improv and just like I'm eating the food and I'm like, this is how I feel about it. But where the planning come in is before every video, we have to really dig into like what restaurants are good, what's the food of that specific country, are there any background on the food, like compared to other restaurants, like why these 3 restaurants over those 5 restaurants. Like we're doing a ton of research. So the only scripting that we're really doing is we're first making sure it's being searched. Secondly, we're making sure these items that we talk in the video is actually a good restaurant, because you don't want to send people to a bad restaurant, right? And then so we format it. I structure it out like intro, restaurant 1, restaurant 2, restaurant 3, outro. That's kind of the structure. But in terms of scripting, I don't script. I will say if you are more of like a educational channel, if your video is like how to scripting is good because it just helps you get better on camera, but it's not necessary.
For your courses, do you only look at travel vloggers?
So for viewing to vlogging, when I built it, I was a travel blogger, so it's niche down to travel bloggers. But I would say the lessons and the strategies and the branding, like you can use it for a ton of other channels. And I have students who are in like they're in like self-care, manifestation. Some people is in like finance. So all these strategies you can apply for other categories.
What camera do you end up using or grabbing the most? The A6-400, which is bigger, the RX100, or your phone? Just curious what's more useful in terms of format and size.
Yes. So when I'm on the go, you guys, I'm using here, I have it right here. So for a majority of my videos, if you guys look back, I believe for a whole year, I was just using the Sony RX. This was the only camera I was using. And I would sometimes film B-rolls, like shots of me walking, shots of the sign with my phone. So I was only using this small camera on my phone for like a while. And now that I kind of up the production a bit because I need it, or a lot, I need to invest back into my channel. I use the A6-400, and I like it because of this wide angle screen. I mean wide angle lens, and I think it's fantastic. Yeah.
Awesome. So what if I want to talk about my experience coming to the US to study as a topic for a vlog channel?
Is that just the question? To study what, or
about my experience coming to the US to study?
Yeah, you guys study abroad. Like college, university content is hot, hot, hot. In fact, like a lot of YouTube is now promoting a lot of like much younger creators, like people in college. That's why you might see a lot of college content like being promoted, because they're trying to pump that age group. So yeah, if you're talking about studies or universities, that's totally helpful. If you talk about your experience, like you can definitely break it up into different ways, right? You can break it up into a video about your story, your experience. You can break it up into tips for how you want to do it. You can break it up into like how you found your housing here, or what program you're using. So you can break it up in different ways. So yeah, absolutely.
How can you not be paranoid about people looking at you while you film? I remember speaking to Kyle Lee, and he said, just pretend they're jealous of you and that those people wouldn't see you again.
Okay, so you guys, even now where I am, I still get paranoid when people look at me. Like I still get shy. Like a lot of times I would go into a corner where there's not a lot of people and I'll try to like sometimes when I'm walking down the street, I'll try to wait until there's not a lot of people there. Like this is something that is still happening, and it's totally okay. It's totally okay. A couple of mentality, you can just think about it as like the only way for me to get better is to do this. And I'm really just focusing on myself. Just focus on yourself. This is for you. This is not about this person. This person will literally, they literally see you for the minute or 5 minute and then never be seen in your life again. Right. So focus the attention back on yourself. The second thing is, you can just be like, well, this is my job. I'm doing my job. Right. The same way you show up for your job. This is your job.
Great. How are travel vloggers and YouTubers navigating in the current quarantine state in terms of adapting their content?
Yeah. You know what? So all my friends and stuff, like I think a lot of us are weaving in like home content with travel content we already filmed. So if you guys know, most travel vloggers, we film a bunch of content and we have things saved up and then we like release it like a week, a month, like we kind of release it much later. So a lot of people are releasing vlogs they've already filmed before and then weaving it with like some updates from home, da 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 da. And obviously I think everybody is hoping that things get back to normal quicker, but who knows? But I know at the moment people are weaving in and out. And the thing is, people are really understanding. Like, like everybody knows that we can only stay home. So people are down to watch different types of content. Yeah, they're really forgiving.
Awesome. So I just ordered a Sony Alpha 6000 from Amazon and it comes on Tuesday. Should I cancel it?
Wait, what is it? A Sony Alpha what?
6000.
6,000. Oh, is that the well, see, I would have to ask like, are you making videos ready? Yeah, I mean, there must be a return policy on that, right? Like, okay, when you guys invest in buying equipment, if it's gonna really, here's the thing, don't cancel it, but I would schedule in time in your schedule, like an hour each day or 30 minutes each day to learn how to use it. But if you're canceling because you're like, oh, I want the Sony A64 instead, just make sure you do the research between the two, okay, before you cancel. I can't fully answer that question for you.
All right. Any advice on types of videos to make at home for travel vloggers?
Yeah. Honestly, like your what other value or like what other thing can you personally provide? You know what I mean? Like for me, because I'm traveling food, some of my videos coming up are like cooking because it still falls under food. So really step outside of your niche, step outside the niche and just think like your audience watch you for certain things. What other things would they watch you for? And I'll give you an example. So one of my students is Kevin. I don't know if he's here, but before being before traveling and stuff, he was like a lawyer and then he quit to travel the world. And so I would be like, okay, you can talk about that journey of transitioning and like things people can do right now to make sure that once this pandemic is over, whatever, that they're learning the skills they need to be able to do that. Right. So like there's still a way to it doesn't have to be about travel. It can be about your stories and your tips and stuff like that. Or it can just be about something you're interested in. If you listen, if you want to do travel, but personally from somebody who's done travel, like sometimes I think about it and like travel is one of the hardest niche because it's a lot of money to invest in and to film and to do. People who travel know that it's amazing, but also it's extremely tiring. Like I'm sure you guys you guys know that extremely tiring. And so I've always thought like, wow, I wish I had a chance to just sit at home and like eat in front of my camera and be comfy. And now the pandemic is literally like, well, here's your chance. So just think now that you have this opportunity given to you where you're at home, what can you be doing? And just use this as an opportunity to search for different ways to expand your channel and different ways to provide value for your audience.
If you're just starting your channel, how often do you recommend I post a video and what times of day?
Yeah. So this is up to your schedule, because like, people busy lives and stuff. Whenever I watch like YouTube like tips and stuff like that, they always say at least once a week. But the most important thing is just that you're actually putting in the research to see if people are searching for this video. Because even if you upload a video every 2 weeks, chances are 3 to 6 months later, your video might get picked up because it's being searched a lot and it's being shown in the search system to people. So, and in terms of like what time to post, again, think about your viewers. Like, are your viewers working professionals? Are your viewers in college or universities? Because that's going to drastically change the time that you post. If they're working professionals, you might want to post after work, on the weekends. If they are international, if you have an international audience, you might, if you have a local and an international audience, you might want to post like in the morning, like 8 a.m. because that's 8 p.m. for Asia, and that's also when people are waking up here in the States, for example. So just understanding your audience's schedule will help you figure out when to post.
How much planning goes into your content?
A lot. A lot. And yeah, an insane amount of planning goes into my content because for me, these trips that I take, like I pay for everything. I pay for accommodation for not only me but my team. I pay for flights. I pay for the food. Like I pay for the equipment and the expenses. Like I paying for all of this, right? So before I even create, I want to make sure that I'm creating videos that's worth it. So I do a lot of planning.
Someone would like to know when you met Sunnyside.
Oh, I was living in Taipei, and he was like, he wanted to come over to Taipei to shoot a video, and then he posted on his Instagram like he was looking for besties in Taiwan, and he was actually following me from very early on. So we were following each other for very, very early on. So he already knew of me, and he was like, "Oh, you're in Taiwan right now?" And I said, "Yeah." So he came over. I planned. I contacted all the restaurants featured. I basically planned the videos for him and made it easy for him to like the to translate, to work with the local hosts and stuff like that. But yeah, but he's absolutely amazing. Like his content is so good. You guys have to watch his channel.
How do you show your personality in a cooking channel if you are filming without your face?
Why not show I guess I would have to ask like, why not show your face? And also, it's okay if you don't want to show your face, but your voice, the way you like talk about the recipe, because if you're somebody who's like really funny, like, I mean, I don't know if you guys are on TikTok, but a lot of TikTok recipes, like it just shows hands making it, but the voiceover, the things they're saying about the way they're making it is hilarious. And I think that's a way to show your personality.
Do you recommend making the channel all about a specific plot or topic than a more broad or wider theme?
Depends on who you're making it for. Like this person, I would, in general, I believe being more specific. Okay, so here's the thing. If you're just creating because you want to build a portfolio, like create and learn the skills, and then later down you can get more specific. But if you, from the very beginning, you want to grow and gain traction, try to think about a specific person, one or two, that you're helping and what they're looking for.
All right, where can I have the access to the search explorer? I think maybe that's TubeBuddy.
Oh, I'm gonna drop in the folder. You guys be sure to go in the folder because after this, like, I'm gonna start dropping in lists and things that you need. Yeah, it's gonna be great.
All right, I've done some videos, but it seems the ones without my face and me talking have more views than the ones where I'm showing me talking. Is it because I'm not using the right keywords or something else is the problem?
I would have to see your video, but I don't think it's, you guys. I don't think it's because of you or like how you look or how you sound, and I don't ever want you to feel like that's the reason why you don't experience growth. Okay, and it's probably, if I get a chance to actually look at it, become one of my students or whatever, I can probably figure out why that's happening. It probably is keyword, it probably is your thumbnail, it's something, but it's not you. Okay, I don't want people to talk negatively about themselves. Okay, next question.
Sorry, it wouldn't let me unmute myself for a second.
Oh,
All right, so a couple of people have questions about where to find background music that doesn't have a copyright. So
oh,
like free background music.
I actually dropped it into the Blog from Home 101 resources, you guys, and I can right there. I think Thematic is a new platform that you guys can check out. It's free copyright, free music, and it's free. You don't actually have to pay like a subscription for it. Thematic, and also Majestic Color. That's another one. So if you guys go into the folder, you're going to be able to access these links.
All right, what editing program do you use?
I use Final Cut Pro and Adobe Premiere, and that's because Final Cut Pro is what I used all along. Like I edit really fast on that, but I use Adobe Premiere now because one of my editors use Adobe Premiere, and I still need to go in and edit the videos and stuff like that. So that's why I started learning Adobe. So I have both, but I prefer Final Cut.
Before you start filming, what are the few things we should think of first? Examples like looking for music to use as a background, the script or the flow, etc.
Oh man, that's like a whole process, huh? That's again, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Enroll in my course because I break it down, or have me be your coach, right? But again, want to make sure a person's searching for it. Well, first of all, you want to make sure this is for your viewer, whoever that person is. You want to make sure it's being searched for, and it has a decent competition, but not too much, and that you have a chance to actually rank for it. And then in your script, you want to make sure you're actually hitting those keywords and actually providing those value and stuff like that. And then you can begin the filming. But this is really if you want to get strategic and you really want to grow, like your viewers.
Is Social Blade an accurate site to check for subscriber count and views? Is it best to put a hashtag on video titles?
What was that, the question again?
Is Social Blade an accurate site to check for subscriber count and views? Is it best to put a hashtag on video titles?
What does it mean by putting a hashtag on video titles? I'm not sure what the second part is, but yeah, Social Blade is a good tool to check if listen, guys. Social Blade, people go on Social Blade to see if people are buying followers. Like they go on Social Blade to see if like people's following or views are authentic. You don't need to check, and you don't need to be refreshing your follower count. Okay, focus on creating the content for the viewer, and they will come. The organic growth is going to come. Don't keep refreshing your subscribers hoping for it to go up. Like that's just wasted energy that you can put into other things.
How important is it to have multiple platforms like a blog, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, etc.?
Pick 2 to 3 that you can actually manage and be consistent on.
Do you ask to film when you go to a restaurant?
Yes. Yeah. And that's where, again, that's the planning, right? Like I have to send out so many emails and sometimes they don't respond. There's some restaurants where I just show up and film, but that's because they're like outside, and there's a lot of restaurants that we actually show up because we weren't able to contact them because of the language barrier, whatever it is, and then they tell us not to film, and we have to go to one of our backup restaurants. So that's where all of the planning comes in.
What about mature people? Do you think a channel could be created for mature old butts?
Yeah. YouTube is for everybody. YouTube is for everybody. And listen, if you're for a more mature audience, they're on YouTube and they're also on Facebook. So whatever video you're creating for YouTube, post it to Facebook. And Facebook is really pushing for videos, like really pushing for videos. So they will start recommending your videos into people's pages, like people's profiles that match what your video is about.
Do you ever get worried your content will be compared to those with higher views or subscribers?
Yeah, and it happens. You guys, it happens. And the thing I have to say about that is, okay, so this is one of my favorite books called Steal Like an Artist. And the fact is that nothing on YouTube is original. Like nothing on YouTube is original. It's just pulling pieces of different videos and making it something else, right? It's nothing on YouTube is original. And if people are going to compare you to someone, fine. You can be like, they inspire me. But at the end of the day, you're so different from that person. It's like, we're two different people, you know? And the great thing about human beings is like, no matter how hard we try to copy someone, we can't because we are not them. Okay.
All right. How do you pack your bags for travel? What do you bring, etc.?
My bag is like, so I bring a carry-on. One side is all equipment. But now that I have a cameraman, he carries his own camera, but I also have my own gear because I need to be filming extra B-rolls or certain things that I can add into the videos. So one side is all gear equipment and the other side is just like a few t-shirts. Oh my gosh, I had this Philippine series where I brought two of my Send Nude shirt and like I was wearing it in a lot of videos because then we had a washing machine at our Airbnb, so I would wear it and then wash it, wear it and then wash it. And people were like, TJ, why are you wearing the same shirt? And all I gotta say is, baby girl, my suitcase is full of equipment. I can only pick and pack so many outfits, okay? This is why I'm a travel channel. I'm not a beauty or fashion channel. So yeah.
What tips can you give to retain audiences from watching your video?
Retain audiences from watching your video. Yeah, if you guys are constantly thinking about them and creating content that they want to see, there's no reason why they won't retain. Now, specifically in the travel field, and this is something my students have experienced, is that if they film content about one city or one country, a lot of people watch it. But as soon as they travel to a different country, people are not watching it, right? And that's because people are only interested in specific cities or specific countries. If that's the case, there's two ways to do it. You want to really start um, narrowing the scope of your channel to focus on the city that you live in. So like New York or like Sydney, right? Very specific, or like London. Or there has to be something about your channel, like a journey, like a mission that you are doing that's going to keep them on. So for example, Kara and Nate, they wanted to reach to 100 countries by a certain time or something, right? 100 countries, and that was the journey. So people were falling for that journey, and that's what was retaining them.
All right, other than homeschooling, any advice for a mommy vlog or lifestyle channel during this quarantine?
Other than what was the first part of the question?
Homeschooling. Any advice for a mommy vlogger lifestyle channel during this quarantine?
Oh, absolutely. This is I don't know you personally, but recipes for your kids, um, how you're organizing, like how to schedule time management, um, even things like closet organization, interior design, like all of these things people love watching it. So something like that. Yeah.
Do you have an editorial calendar or how do you plan your scheduling of travel?
Yes. So before our trip, and I reveal all of this in my course. I show you exactly how I content plan, but our schedule is insane. Like, and sometimes I feel so bad for my team, but they love me and they get paid. But I shoot like 2 to 3 videos a day. So morning we're shooting one video, noon and afternoon we're shooting another video, and at night we're shooting another video. So we're shooting 3 videos. So it really requires a lot as like energy to be able to keep that through because once the camera's on, like you really have to be on. Like when I'm hosting, I'm my happiest and I want my viewers to feel happy and hungry and like want to enjoy this. So it's a lot of energy, a lot of planning. Yeah, a lot
All
of
right,
schedule.
a couple people have some TubeBuddy questions. Do you have the paid one and what is a good range? Like what range is considered good on TubeBuddy?
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna pull this up. Let me see if I can show you. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm trying to pull up because I was doing some research and I was doing some research for vlogging confidence to show keywords. Hold up. Oh God, I didn't delete it, did I? 1 second, I'm gonna show you. Okay, well, if I can't show you, I will tell you. It should say fair. It should say fair for both the search volume and the competition. But that's ideal. There's a lot of different. I can't find it. Okay, there's a lot of different ways to do this, but I would just say it should say fair. And on TubeBuddy on the bottom, it actually gives you a score for whether or not you should be targeting this keyword.
Do you have the paid TubeBuddy?
I do. I do.
All right. How much time on average do you spend producing a video?
It takes me about 3 to 4 days to edit one video. Sometimes for large scale video, it takes me like a week. But I want to say this is just like for me, I'm a YouTuber, yes, and I do it full time, yes, but I'm not just doing YouTube. Like I have a bunch of other projects and stuff outside of YouTube that I need to work on. Um, so sorry, I like kind of lost track. I'm like, can you say what was the question again?
That's all right. All right. So
Yeah.
Valentina can talk in English and Spanish. Do you recommend to use one? I'm thinking about which one to use.
Spanish. If you're able to speak a language, a local language, definitely speak that language because YouTube is there's so much English content, but you'll see that channels that speak a specific language, their engagement are off the charts, right? Because the competition is smaller, first of all, and like a country like a language people speak. How am I trying to say this? There are a lot of people who want to see content in their language who can't speak English. So yes, absolutely do it in Spanish. And if you want, you can do. I've seen a lot of people do like a Spanish channel and an English channel, so you can have two separate channels. But just focus on one first.
A bunch of people want to know how much is your course and where do they
Mhm.
sign up for it?
Yes. So if you go to Bublup, right here, my course, you'll see it right here. 30 days to becoming a travel blogger. That's my course. It's 230. And if you guys want to join my mastermind program, where I am your coach and I'm personally invested in helping you, you guys can DM me on Instagram for that sign up because then you can ask me questions and stuff like that.
All right. What editing app on your cell phone can you recommend for beginners who are using a mobile phone?
InShot, INSHOT. And it's
Right.
one of the slides. I'm gonna drop. Y'all gonna want this folder because I'm gonna drop it all in.
Great. How about hardware? If my computer eventually needs to be replaced, should I buy a MacBook Pro?
um, yeah. But yes, I say this because I have a MacBook Pro, but like I don't know what editing on other computers are like. But yeah, I like my MacBook Pro. Don't buy the Air, especially if you're gonna edit footage, because the Air it'll just burn. Like yeah, I can't handle it.
What is the estimate cost for you to create each of your content and how long does it take to edit one of your videos?
Estimate cost. Hard to tell the estimate cost. Obviously if it's a street food video, it doesn't cost as much, but because we sometimes do like 10 items, it does add up. So sometimes, and then if especially we go to restaurants and the restaurant hasn't responded to our email, I pay for the meal. I think one time I paid for like $120 crab. So it really depends. I'm sorry I can't answer that question fully, but just know that it can add up. But this is why I said travel is a harder niche because you need so much money to invest in it, right? If you're just filming content from home, which all of us have the opportunity to do, it will cost much lower.
Is it okay to film with front camera on iPhone or isn't the quality much lower versus using the back camera and having now viewfinder?
Yes, the camera on the back of the phone is better quality. And what you can do is if you have somebody who live with you, you can frame it so that they can help you frame it so that you're in the middle of the shot if you want to do the back camera. But like I like to see myself, so I just use the front camera. And yes, the quality is a little bit off, like not as good, but it's not gonna stop me. I care about seeing where I am on the camera.
Should you contact all the places or businesses you plan to have in your vlog?
Yes, you should try to, but majority of time, if they don't answer, some people really just go in and they film it. Yeah, because you're not filming the staff and because you're not filming the staff. You know what I mean? Like you're not filming the staff or the owner. You're not going into their kitchen and filming illegally. Like you're just filming yourself eating at the restaurant or going to this coffee shop or something. As long as you're not filming the staff, basically.
Who was your biggest inspiration when you started and now?
Yeah, my biggest inspiration, I loved Nadine and Kristen Sarah. They were, I was like, yeah, I still love them now. And they were really the ones who made me think that it was possible. And also, Life of Jord was one of the people I was watching from the very beginning. Yeah, they were yeah, they're one of my inspiration. And now in terms of like content, I actually um I don't watch as much travel content as I used to because I've really shifted into like coaching and these new things. So I watch a lot of like entrepreneur stuff. I love like Marie Folio. She's great.
What was the funniest blooper that happened to you when you were filming one of your videos?
Oh my gosh, you guys, we have so many bloopers. Um, we have so many, and if you guys watch my videos, if you stay until the end, there's usually like really good bloopers. Um, Let me think. God, I don't know. There's so many because I'm in general a very embarrassing person when I'm out in public. But oh my God. Okay. I Nothing comes to mind, but I would just say at the end of my videos you'll be able to see some embarrassing things that I did. I think yeah. Sorry, I can't think of anything right now. There's too much.
How do you edit engaging thumbnails and what app do you use?
Yeah, sure. So I recommend Canva, Canva, for people who don't have graphic design skills and want to edit good thumbnails. That's just use that app. You don't need to do Photoshop or whatever. Just use that, and it's free.
What are your thoughts on DaVinci Resolve for editing? It's free.
I've actually never used that, so I'm so sorry I can't provide any info on that. But I've actually never used it myself.
When you started growing, what was the first thing you hired someone to help you with for your videos?
When I started growing, um, I hired I hired assistant. So I hired an assistant who would help me send out and contact um, like businesses that I was going to work with and to do like some administrative social stuff like social posting, scheduling and stuff like that because you can't do everything, you know. So yeah, I hired an assistant first. And then actually I hired an assistant and a cameraman at the same time because I was at a mentality where like I need to grow and I need to outsource. So I hired both of them at the same time.
Should I create a new Instagram account to link to my YouTube since I'm just starting my YouTube channel?
No, just use your current one, you guys. Like unless you really feel like you want to separate the identity, but just keep it simple and just use your current one. You know, like yeah.
Do you color correct or color grade all your videos?
Yes and no. So we only do like some lighting shifts sometimes if things are a little overexposed, but in general, no.
How do you eat all the food you order for your videos and stay so petite?
Oh my god, thank you. Best question. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm really small, so it makes me look really skinny, but I'm not like the most fit person, if that makes sense. Like I just look very petite. And my weight, I actually like my weight fluctuates all the time. But when I'm at home, I eat really much more healthier. So I've been working out like every single day. It's been like 20, 21 days of working out. So if my face looks a little smaller, you know why. But yeah, but it's not. I don't eat like junk food or street food or like all those foods every single day. Like I eat pretty much better at home.
What is the minimum and maximum length of a vlog?
Um, Depends. I would say 10 to 15 minutes because once your vlog hits 10 minutes, you guys can put mid-rolls, ads. So you can put like ads in the middle of the video, which will allow you to monetize and get more money, basically. But there's really like not a secret amount. And here's the thing, like if you guys do podcasts and interviews and they're like an hour long, that's great because the retention, like somebody is more likely to watch. So if it's an hour long, if they only watch 30 minutes, to YouTube, that's a lot of time that they're spending on the platform. And to YouTube, that's a good thing. They're like, wow, this channel is helping people stay on YouTube longer. So there's no correct number.
Can I use iMovie app to edit on my iPhone?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot to add iMovie. Like I remembered it and then like I forgot to add it, but yes, you can.
All right, what tips would you give to optimize titles and thumbnails?
Oh man. I This is like a whole it's like a whole nother workshop, but let me just try to simplify it down. Just make sure that that the words you're using is what people would be typing into a search bar, you know? Yeah. And then your thumbnail, I would look at other thumbnails of videos that people are doing and try to be a little different from them.
How do you choose a good vlog name before starting? It's been one of my struggles.
Two ways. Just a name that you love. Cup of TJ was a name that I had since like high school or something. It makes no sense, you guys. Cup of TJ. I was just thinking like a cup of tea, that's a great name, but like it just stuck with me. It's just this is my name now. It was nothing significant. Don't overthink it. That shouldn't be the main reason why you haven't started, Like you don't need to overthink it. And another way to name it is just like make it a keyword or something. Like if your channel is about cameras, like your channel can be the camera review channel, in the same way that Sony titled his channel like best food review show ever. That's keyword friendly.
Do you have any tips on managing a channel without showing your face? I don't feel comfortable yet, but I don't want to wait on creating a channel anymore.
Yeah, you can absolutely do that. You guys, there are some channels that don't show their face that are absolutely killing it. Like they're getting like millions of dollars. So if you guys ever go on YouTube and type in like study music or like fireplace and you guys just click into the video and it shows like a fireplace with some sounds of like the fire crackling, like people use that and you see that the videos has like millions of views, so this person probably made like a couple $1,000s off of this video. You don't need to show your face.
I'm already a YouTuber, but only have 35 subscribers after doing videos and I'm not motivated. I struggle to keep it up and want to give up. Can you tell me what keeps you going or keeps you inspired?
Yeah. I this is so yeah, I think I just talked about this in my group coaching call, but I think you need to have a bigger vision and a bigger why for why you do things. Like I'm trying to explain it in a way that's great. But like if for example you decide that like you want to be financially free, you want to make money off of this, like YouTube becomes your portfolio where the work you create is so that you can make an income, right? So like it's like a portfolio you show your clients. So that's a way to keep you going because you want to keep your portfolio freshly updated. If your channel your is to help someone, like you really want to help a specific person, and serving others and inspiring others is always a great motivator. And that has been my vision and my why that carried me from the very beginning. Like 10 years ago, if you open up my notebook, it says inspire by doing. And that has always been my vision and big why, is just to like inspire people to be fearless by doing things that are unconventional. And that's what I continue to do. So, yeah, what's your big why? Like, what's your big vision? Why do you create and what is it? And figure that out first and then reverse engineer and figure out how YouTube fits in that.
You are a popular lady. So we've got, like a dozen or so questions left, but just
Oh
from a
no,
time check
okay.
standpoint, it's 2:28.
Yeah, we gotta cut off.
We can keep going, but I think people will keep asking you questions as long as you've
I
got,
know.
as long as you're
But
here.
we might have we gotta do another workshop.
Yeah. All
Hi,
right.
guys. Yeah.
How do you get started getting paid on YouTube? Is it based on views?
Yes, you need 4,000 views. Wait, is it 4,000 hours? 4,000 minutes? I think it's 4,000 minutes or 4,000. Yeah. There's if you go on Google and you type in YouTube monetization requirements, I think you need a certain amount of subscriber or a certain amount of views, and that's when you can start monetizing.
How do you become less self-conscious on being on camera or just feeling like no one would be interested in your content?
Yeah. That's like mentality and mindset shifts, and this is actually in my blogging confidence course. Like the whole section, a whole week is actually just dedicated on mindset, because I think a lot of people, they're not confident and like they believe they're not this, they're not that, they're not whatever. And you really just got to tell yourself that you are confident on camera, that you have something to share, and things you create are valuable. you have to believe that. You know, you really have to believe that. And if that means saying those things to yourself every day, if it means spending 15 minutes every day to just hop on your phone and talk about something, do that. You know, and you just have to take action because Tony Robbins say like when you're in your head, you're dead, right? Like don't stay in your head and just start taking actions. And they can be very small actions, but it's going to help you get out of that.
All right, how long does it take for you to edit or color correct one of your videos?
A long time, baby girls. I would say, so I said like 3 to 4 days, right? I would say the hours, 20 to 24 hours for one video. It depends on the video. It really depends on the videos, but yeah, sometimes like 20 to 24 hours. I was able to edit a vlog in under 4 hours, and now that vlog has 10 million views. So, so sometimes it really doesn't matter how long you're putting into the editing, right?
Would you recommend the Hero 7 or the Hero 8?
Oh my gosh, somebody messaged me that. Is that, yeah, I don't know. I'm not a GoPro person, you guys, but I hope somebody can answer that for them. I'm sorry, I don't use GoPro. Yeah, but I don't know.
All right.
7.5? I'm just kidding.
How much should one budget per video shoot on average?
Um, for me or just like for them? Is that question for them? For them.
Like, should the average person budget?
Yeah. It just really depends. Like you guys, if you guys are making a channel where you just like talk about tips and stories or whatever, like, you can just do that in front of your desk or in front of your couch, and that costs nothing. You know what I mean? If you are a cooking channel, yes, you might need to budget how much it costs for the recipes. Like I tried making homemade boba. It was terrible. I'll never do it again. It looked like a monster. I made like a boba demon baby. It was terrible. But the tapioca flour cost me like, I don't know, $8 to make. You see what I'm saying? So like it really depends. I'm sorry, I can't completely answer that question.
How do you showcase or translate your personality over camera?
Practice makes perfect, you guys. Practice makes perfect. Like, and I keep repeating this, but you really got to schedule in time for yourself to work on this. Like to get better at anything, you got to schedule time in yourself. And even if it's a minute every single day, if you do it a minute every single day, by the end of the year, you're 37% better. And that's amazing. That's way more than somebody else who's not doing that, right? Like in the acting world, we have something called a minute a day, where a minute I would act for a minute, like every single day to get better.
I know you recommended shooting 24 FPS, but I always struggle with going back and forth on what shots I want to do slow more, maybe show more that was supposed to be. So like 30 FPS or 60 FPS, how do you approach this?
And for my slow-mo, I do 60. So I shoot like the hosting part 24, and then when we do B-rolls, we have it do 60 for the slow-mo.
So you mentioned that you pay for all the food and other stuff. So do you have sponsors or how do you make money?
Yeah, I have, well, first, YouTube ads is a way that makes money, but the money I make for YouTube ads, it goes straight back into making more videos, right? It's like an investing or to my team. Then I work with brands, which brand deals are amazing because they pay you a certain amount and you can use that money then for like my own living expenses. Like I pay my rent and pay my bills, right? So brand deals another way. Another way is affiliate marketing. When you sell a product, you make a certain amount back. Um, Another way is like you can sell merch or products, you can sell your services. So yeah, all types of different ways to make money off of your channel. And again, like when I started off, I didn't make much money off of YouTube. Like I made everything using the skills that I was learning making videos to make money and then fund it back to my channel.
When you travel to Korea, Japan, Philippines, etc., do you still contact the restaurants in advance? Is there a language barrier problem?
Yes, absolutely. There's a language barrier problem. And that's why sometimes I think I mentioned this where like we can't contact them because they see like my email or they ignore it or it just doesn't go through and things don't translate correctly, but we still try. Like when I went to Singapore, a lot of the restaurants we contacted, we tried. I think Philippines, we had like our local host, so they helped us out, which I'm so thankful for. So it really depends per country, but we really try to. And again, if we show up and they're like, you can't film here, we oftentimes we move to another restaurant.
I wanted to know if it's important to stick to a niche or if it's okay to make videos about a few different topics.
What at the end of the day, it's like, what feels good to you. If you feel like you feel really stuck to this niche, you feel really tight and like it's like suffocating you and you want to explore because when you're testing out different topics, you might discover something that just like blows up your channel and you had no idea. So that's testing it. So yeah, I would say if you want to explore, like if you really feel like you're being called to explore different things, do that.
How big is your team?
It's really me, and then I have when I travel, I have a videographer. His name is Rushi. I love him. We've been working together for like two years already. I met him when I was in Taipei. I have another videographer in New York that when we go on like um we go to like cities in the States. His name's Lucas. He's amazing too. But most of my team are all freelancers. They're not full time.
You have a couple questions about management. So would you recommend getting a manager and do you need a management team to be successful? And would you ever consider being a manager?
Sure. I have a management team. They're Olivia and Aurora. They're the rolling group and they are amazing. I love them. But you should know that management team does take percentage of your cut. So if a deal comes in and it's like $1,000, your management team takes $200 from that. So you're only left with $100, even though you're the one creating the videos and you're the one getting the leads. You know what I mean? So this is a question for you. Like, can you afford to lose a percentage of your deals right now? Or can you just do this all on your own? You know what I mean? And don't think that like you getting a manager or you working with um like a network or whatever they're called. Is it network or something where they take like 10% of your ad revenue? Yeah, don't think that just getting that is going to necessarily help you. Like at the end of the day, you're still the one in charge of your channel. You're still the one in charge of finding opportunities. You should still be the one pitching and, like getting out there and creating content. Yeah. Unless
All right, we've
you're at
got.
a, sorry, go
No,
ahead.
no,
Yeah.
no, 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 no. Say what you're going to say.
No, I forgot. No, wait. Oh, yeah. Unless you're at a point where you really are overwhelmed and you're like, you need somebody to deal with the negotiating and the contract, then you can consider getting a manager.
All right, we got 6 questions left, and we're going to wrap it up. Is
hmm
clickbait good or bad?
Um, I mean, if it works, it works. Um, like, what's so smart about David Dobrik is like his stuff is all clickbait and it works so well. And like his audience are conditioned to expect that. So I think if your audience expects that, I don't think it's bad. Like they expect it.
What does TJ stand for?
It's Ting That's my Chinese name.
How much a year is Mastermind? I'm super interested.
Please DM me so I can send you the information and you can ask me all the questions because I like to know the person before I talk about these things, especially for my mastermind.
I haven't started my channel yet because quarantine caused me to cancel all my travel plans. Should I still start one?
Yeah, yeah. And listen, yeah, if you start filming stuff right now, it's gonna help you later on when quarantine lifts. You know what I mean? Like nothing you like everything you do now, as long as you're doing something, it's going to help. So don't feel like you need to wait until the perfect time or just like start doing something now.
Do you get sponsors from hotels, airlines, and restaurants? How do you go about getting these connections?
Yes, I do. And it's all pitching, pitching, pitching. I have a lesson in my course on pitching, but first of all, you want to have a media kit. The media kit shows your numbers, it shows your audience, your demographic, it shows what you do. And that's what you send over to hotels and restaurants and people like that. And then they see what you have and they're like, okay, I want to work with you. And then you set the deliverables you're able to give them, whether that's 2 images, whether that's a blog post, whether that's a video. But you got to do the pitching and the messaging for sure.
Last question. How do you think COVID-19 would affect travel vloggers? What would you recommend to them in terms of content to make during this time?
Sure. You know what? It's my managers actually called me and they were like, TJ, you have to assume that this will go on. What if like not that is a fact, but like what if it went on for another 6 months? Like how are you gonna pivot? So I immediately drafted different types of series and videos that I can do. And if you guys follow my channel, you'll start seeing them come out because I want to test if it's good, if it's will actually, if my viewers will like it. So I recommend you be in the face of exploring and testing different content. Okay, like you really got to be testing right now, and you won't be able to know if it works unless you upload it.
All right, that was our last question.
Woo! Yeah, you guys, thanks for the 100, like the people who are staying here. That's awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed this workshop. Like I hope you guys learned a lot of stuff and like this was helpful. And thank you for spending almost 2 hours of your day with me. All right. Okay. Thank you guys.